In this video, we're introducing the experimental and the hardware design that's going into the new Mobile Music Touch system. In the beginning here, we have the grasp and release test, or GRT. You can see it's a very repetitive motion of specific grasps that a person must be able to master in order to use their hands functionally in day-to-day activities. The last activity was a weight test. This one is using small wooden pegs. And here we have cans that are shaped kind of like cans that people, or cups that people might normally use. So these are all testing various grasps. Here's VHS tapes. Here are small blocks, and you'll notice it's hard to see, but you can notice that the person doing the test is always using a different grasp for each of these particular activities. If they're able to do all of these with simplicity, you know that they've achieved some functionality with their hands. This is called the ARAT, or Action Reach Arm Test. Very simple activities, again, that are testing hand and arm functionality, gross motor skills. Here's a cricket ball test. Each of these is very similar to the GRT, it just measures it in slightly different ways. So these are different types of grasps and different gross arm and hand motions that a person would want to be able to make in their day-to-day activities. And here we have different size marbles and ball bearings that are being placed from the desk level up to a particular, here's the water pouring activity. And again, basic day-to-day activities. The reason we use these tests is to kind of assess whether or not the vibration has any ability to rehab people in their hands and their arms. In the pilot study, we did see some very keen success in all of these areas, and we wish now to assess them again with an able-bodied study followed by a spinal cord injury study. Here we have the esthesiometer test. This is actually a two-point discrimination test to try to figure out the amount of sensory perception a person has in their hands. This was an area where we saw great promise during the pilot study, as our participants showed about a 50% improvement in their sensory perception in their hands. The first test, you can see we actually put 2 points against the back or the front of the hand, the dorsal and the ventral, and determine whether or not they can feel only 1 or 2 points. The subject closes his or her eyes, and then they tell us what they feel, where they feel it. So for example, ring finger above the knuckle 2, and then we continue on until we find what the smallest discrimination they can feel, the difference between 2 points. Here's kind of a scratch test. You basically drag the 2 points along the hand, as you can see, and it's the same thing. They identify the finger above or below the knuckle and whether or not they feel only 1 or 2 points. There is a normal threshold, and we don't expect to see much change beyond that. Here is the actual Mobile Music Touch system in action. This is the current system, which has a laptop computer that has Visual Basic Code. It is controlling the glove through Bluetooth. The keys light up. You can see the keys on the keyboard lighting up, and that signal is being sent by the Visual Basic Code. The Visual Basic Code is also sending via Bluetooth signals to the glove to activate the vibration motors in the correct fingers. The next generation of this project is going to be to create a completely standalone glove that will not require the laptop or even the piano keyboard, but rather the person can go through their day-to-day activities, hearing the music, feeling the vibrations, to try to isolate if it's vibration or the act of playing the music. This is our current breadboarded system. We will next hook up, we currently have one working vibration motor that we're able to control with the current system. The next step will be to hook up the other 4 vibration motors, make sure it works, and then put it on a proto board. And that will take us into Project 2.